Welcome to the club, ladies. The one that no one wants to join, the Divorce Club. I have some good news for you. There is a path to find hope, healing, and happiness, no matter what your circumstances are. I'm Jen Zingmark, a Christian life coach, and I can help you find joy in your journey. So let's go. Hi, friends, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm happy to be with you today, and I'm excited to share the topic for today. I'm going to talk about 9 reasons you need a personal mantra. In coaching, we call mantras intentional thoughts. We use them to direct our thoughts daily and frequently, many times throughout the day. Okay. While our immediate problems tend to distract us in everyday life, having a mantra can help us stay in touch with our deepest goals. Mantras ultimately can do many things, such as increase your productivity, inspire you, and help you to change and overcome bad habits. Mantras can be more impactful if they're short and emotionally intelligent. So I'm going to give you a lot of reasons why you are going to want to implement some personal mantras in your life. We all know it is so easy for us to forget our noble or loftiest goals, like exercising for good health and meditating for better peace of mind or eating healthier. Our brains are designed to keep us alive. And one of the ways it does this is by naturally categorizing tasks based on their importance and then encouraging us to repeat the same patterns over and over. Think about it. We are very aware when we're in a new situation or learning something for the very first time. We have to really focus and pay attention. But once we learn something, we can sort of go on autopilot and just repeat it in the future with little or no thought at all. Think about brushing your teeth or driving home from the grocery store. You really don't even have to pay much attention to it because you've done it so many times, your brain just knows what to do. Actually, 95% of our thinking is unconscious. And when we learn something for the first time, it creates a very weak neuro pathway. And if we repeat it or add significant emotion to it, it becomes more and more unconscious and effortless. That's why we have to put less and less effort into concentrating on things like brushing our teeth or driving home from the grocery store. This also applies to our thoughts. We have thoughts that are running in our mind, kind of like background software. They're just on an automatic loop and we don't really give them much thought, but they really can have a big impact on our lives. And that's why, even though you may decide to eat healthier, it's so much easier to just eat the food that's in front of you or grab fast food on your lunch break. And that's why we usually do what is easy and convenient, instead of making the concentrated effort to plan, find, and prepare and eat a variety of healthy foods. Even though our loftier goal is to eat healthier and have a healthier diet. We also get distracted because we're coping with the immediate problems of our day. And that tends to knock what we would really like to remember and our loftier goals right out of your mind. And when this happens, guess what you can do? You can focus your thoughts on the ones you want to have. That's the answer. Having a motto or a mantra on hand will help you get unstuck. It will help you make better choices. So it's like a quick jolt of caffeine. A mantra can get you out of your mental doldrums and spur you on. So For simplicity's sake, I'm going to use the word mantra to stand in for intentional thought or proverb or adage or slogan. All of these words could be used to describe what I'm going to call a mantra. I am fascinated by the power of intentional thoughts. Basically, a good mantra is a brief statement used to express a principle, a goal, or an idea, or a statement adopted as a guide to one's conduct. That's the official definition. So, complicated ideas get lost in space, but simple mantras can help you remember what is really important in an instant. This is why our country and religious organizations and 12-step groups and schools and even the Boy Scouts and probably every major organization has a motto or a slogan that accompanies their institution. A mantra is usually just a brief statement that you can repeat over and over, a repeated word or a phrase that can direct your thoughts to soothe or motivate or remind you. All right. So let's talk about all the reasons why you need a mantra and how it can help you in your life. First, it can replace destructive thinking with healthy self-talk. If you are telling yourself, I will never get this done, I have too much to do, I'm so overwhelmed, and you may not even be aware that that's what you're telling yourself, but those could be the thoughts that are running on an automatic loop in the background of your mind. Once you start paying attention to your thoughts, it's easier to change them. But if that's what you're telling yourself, I'll never get this done, there's not enough time, then you could replace that thought with, don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Or B- work gets the job done. Or I've done this before, I can do it again. Or I have plenty of time. There's always enough time. I love that thought. That's one of my favorites. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So just remind yourself, all I have to do is the next thing. All right. People are allowed to behave the way they want. I'm allowed to choose how I will react. What you do doesn't make you happy. What you think does. These are all mantras that you could use to work on your self-talk. If that is a problem that you're struggling with, try on one of these. Second, a mantra can help you change a habit. An essential aspect of willpower is the ability to remember your long-term goal. A motto can succinctly summarize why you want to change a habit and therefore increase your willpower. All right. Mottos like these that I'm going to list for you can keep your desired goal at the forefront of your mind. Okay. It could be something as simple as health first, exercise, stay stronger longer. Where there's a will, there's a way. He who has a why can endure anyhow. I like that one. Make the right thing to do the easy thing to do. Healthy me is smoke free. And I love this one that's from Oprah Winfrey. Nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. I remind myself of that when I really want to have some chocolate cake sometimes. And one that I learned from Brooke Castillo, this way of eating is robbing me of the body I deserve to live in. So good. Number 3, a personal mantra can remind you of who you are and what you stand for. In coaching, we choose a few to work on at one time. Okay. I heard a story of a mother who passed away, and at her funeral, each of her children, she was the mother of 7, 4 boys and 3 girls, and each one, and all the children, they were adult children and they were married and they had families of their own. And it was just a beautiful tribute to her. But they each talked about how they remembered their mom's family motto: be kind, tell the truth, do your best. I can't think of better or briefer words to live by, but they were simple, and every one of the children attributed many of the good choices they had made in their life from mom reciting this motto or mantra every day before they left home. Be kind, tell the truth, and do your best. I love that. There's also another one that Gandhi is credited with: be the change you wish to see in the world. So many times in my coaching, this is ultimately a thought that works for many people who come from dysfunctional families, who have dysfunctional marriages. It has to start with us, right? So we have to be the change we want to see in the world, in our family, in our marriage. I love that one. That's a beautiful mantra. All right. I have a client who is choosing the intentional thought, take in the good, to help her remember to focus on the beauty all around and the positives in her own life and what she's grateful for. So think about what your personal mantra would be. Think about what's important to you and what you want to remember every day. And if you don't have one, I want to challenge you to consider creating one or even adopting one that fits the mission of your life. All right. There's a beautiful mantra that says there is only one corner of the universe that you can be certain of improving, and that is your own self. Love it. Number 4 reason to have a mantra. A mantra can jog your conscience. It can remind you of your values and even teach character strengths. All right. One time I spent many hours in a waiting room when my mother was having her knee surgery. And I noticed that the television was very loud, and I was watching myself get so frustrated and annoyed that no one would turn it down. And I was just having these thoughts like, this is so rude. They should turn this down. And I actually had to get up and walk around and remove myself from the situation because it was annoying me. So I had to come up with my own mantra for that day. And it was, it's not about you. So I was there in service to my mom, waiting on her when she had her surgery. And it wasn't about me. It wasn't about me being comfortable in the waiting room or if I was annoyed with the television. So sometimes reminding yourself of why you're doing something is a really good mantra. All right. Another one that I love is in our church. When our children are very young, we use the motto CTR, choose the right, to help them remember to make good choices when they're away from their parents and family. I love that one. Our kids wear little rings and we give them out at their baptism, and it's effective. Another one, think before you speak. If you have a problem controlling your tongue, that's a good one to remember. Another one that can apply to letting go of trying to control things in your life is tide and time wait for no man. So some things are out of our control, like the tides and the hours of the day. Let it go, right? I love the mantra, don't sweat the small stuff. That's a great thought. Okay, let's move on to number 5. A mantra can provide a shot of inspiration and focus. All right. There are lots of quotes and famous slogans out there. You have to find the one that works for you. I love this one by Maya Angelou. We may encounter many defeats, but we must not be defeated. I love that. Be yourself. Everyone else is taken. One person can make a difference. The world longs for what you have to offer. Keep your eyes on the prize. Every day is a second chance. Tomorrow is another day. And there is nothing you truly want that you cannot have. All of those are beautiful. Many of those are on the wall in my office. Choose one that works for you. Number 6, a mantra can calm your mind. Everyone can use a few healthy self-soothing techniques for when you get stressed or anxious. Instead of turning to overeating or overdrinking, take a walk and put one of these mantras in your thought bubble or on your home screen, or set it as a reminder to pop up several times a day, one day at a time. Keep calm and carry on. This too shall pass. Everything happened right on time. Easy does it. How important is it, really? And my past is perfect. It was meant to happen exactly the way it did. I love that thought. It just brings me so much peace and comfort every time I think it. Number 7, a mantra can increase your productivity. Reminders like the mantras that I'm going to share with you next can help you think right and do right in a work situation. One of my favorite ones that I read as soon as I come in my office every day is hard work feels amazing. Lack of planning on your part does not constitute an emergency on my part. Another good one. Slow and steady wins the race. Keep on keeping on. No pain, no gain. I can do hard things. If at first you don't succeed, try again. Take a break, take a breath. And perfection is the enemy of progress. B- work gets the job done. That's another one that works for me. So choose one that makes you feel productive. Number 8 reason to have a mantra, or several, is a mantra can give you encouragement that will help you persist. In hard times, keep your chin up with a motto like one of these. There's always tomorrow. Every cloud has a silver lining. There is no failure, only feedback. I love that. Nothing has gone wrong here. Everything happens for me. Another one of my favorite mantras. Love is always an option. That just feels so good. Okay, and the 9th reason a mantra is good for you is it can help you avoid conflicts in your relationship and even add some fun and humor to situations that would otherwise become contentious. Okay. And I'll just share a little bit of wisdom with you that I've learned through the years. Many times, the things that drive us crazy about our spouse or our closest family members are actually the same things that first attracted us to them. In my case, my husband is usually very calm and quiet, but he can have a bit of a volatile temper. And he actually tends to bottle up his emotions and just kind of hold things in. And then when he lets it out, he'll blow up. But it's something that we've worked on over the years and he's gotten much better. But something that I came up with years ago to help us whenever we get in that tense situation is for me to remember the times I actually like his passion and to diffuse him from getting volatile or upset when he's getting a little grumpy. I came up with this phrase, and you're welcome to borrow it. Keep your passion in the bedroom, honey. It usually works when I say that in the right tone, and we're both reminded that I love that he's so passionate. It's one of my favorite things about him, but I especially love it when he keeps it in the bedroom and not in the living room or the kitchen or anywhere else he might decide to yell. So use that one if you like and tell me how it works for you. I also want to invite you to create your own mottos and adapt some of the ones that you've heard me share in this podcast. It doesn't have to be original. Focus on situations where you're struggling or having problems or not reaching your goals, and then come up with mantras to address each specific situation. Keep it short and simple, easy to remember, Even one word like calm or compassion could be a good reminder for you. I actually have a good friend who chooses for the year one word to be like a focus word or theme or mantra for that year. So that may work for you. You have to find the mantras that strike a chord with you and address the situations that you are struggling with. But I want to encourage you to choose your own or adapt some of the ones that I've shared with you and connect them with specific situations in your life when you're needing, I have ones in my office that work for me when I go to work. I have other ones in my bathroom on my mirror that I want to remember in the morning and in the evening. So I want to encourage you to write them down, type it up, put it on your phone, or print it out and put it in your car or your kitchen or somewhere where you will see it many times a day. All right. Mantras can really help you make changes in your life. And while our immediate task of the day and immediate responsibilities tend to distract us in everyday life, having mantras that remind you of your ultimate goals and direct you to the intentional thoughts that you want to have can help you stay in touch with your deepest desires and reach your ultimate goals. Mantras can do so many things for you. They can help you increase your productivity, stay inspired, help you change or break habit, and most importantly, direct your thoughts. So I would love to hear the mantras that you have and are using in your life. So share it with me at jenzingmark.com. That's JENN at jenzingmark.com. Share with me how it's going for you. Thanks so much for listening. Bye, friends.